The next definition is a word that may be a little bit unfamiliar to you. By the way, we're on page 9 of your notes. But the next term I want you to understand is closure. By closure, we mean like closing a door or closing the back of a book after you have finished reading it. In missions terms, when we use the word closure, we mean the concept that the Great Commission can be completed in a measurable way by establishing a viable, indigenous, evangelizing, church planting movement in every people group on earth. Now that's an important term because once again, that is our task. And one day, as we have already seen from the Bible, we will bring closure to the Great Commission. The next term is a Great Commission church. What do we mean by that? Well, it's important to understand this also, because if we are going to finish the Great Commission, we have to have tens of thousands of Great Commission churches all over the world. What do we mean by this? Well, here's the definition. A Great Commission church is a church which teaches its people and organizes its ministries to help finish the Great Commission in this generation and to impact the world around them in the process. The next term is a Great Commission believer. If we're going to have Great Commission churches, they will be made up of Great Commission believers. So what do we mean by that? A Great Commission believer is a believer who organizes his life and his family around helping to fulfill the Great Commission in this generation. Fulfilling the Great Commission becomes a focus of that family. Here's another term, a church planting movement. Now, write the word movement in your notes. If we are going to finish the Great Commission, then we must see many church planting movements take place around the world. What do we mean by that? A church planting movement is a rapid multiplication of indigenous churches that are planting churches that sweeps throughout a people group or a population segment. You can say it like this, it's an explosion of new churches that are taking place very rapidly. And this is happening all over the world. Now, there's one final term that we want to understand. And again, this is a very important term. It is the word indigenous. What do we mean when we talk about an indigenous church? Write that in your notes. Here's what we mean. An indigenous church is a native or homegrown church movement, as opposed to a foreign or an alien one, which is familiar to, comfortable for, and led by the people group being reached. Please understand this. See, if we are going to finish the Great Commission, if we are going to see church planting movements take place, then we must see indigenous churches planted. The missionaries who go must not import their own culture to the new group, but they must make that work indigenous. Okay, now that's enough about the definitions, but I want to give you an assignment now. I want you to take a few moments now and go back over those definitions. It's really important that you understand these. So go back and read over each one of them. Think about them. Think about how they apply to you, because this understanding is crucial for the remainder of this training series.